Hi, it's Abigail. We have another full body flow to go through today. We're going to be using a ring and a box. I have the box set up on the right side of my reformer, right up in line with the front of my carriage. Headrest can be up or down, and springs we're starting on are 2 reds and a blue, or 2 mediums and a light. You can take your ring with you, set all that up, and go ahead and lie down on your back. We're going to start with some single leg footwork today. So let's begin with a quick stretch. Send your legs up to the ceiling and hook all 10 toes into your ring, holding on the other side. Inhale, and on your exhale, just deepen that stretch, drawing your legs a little closer to your body. Inhale, release, and exhale again. Draw the legs a little closer to the body. Just gently stretching out the backs of the legs. Working into your breath, inhale to release and exhale to deepen. Couple more times like that. And then we're going to leave our left foot up in the ring, and we'll take our right foot out, placing the toes on the foot bar, holding the ring in both hands. Starting on toes, single leg footwork, inhale, and on your exhale, press through those right toes, open the carriage all the way out, and bend the knee, come in. Should feel pretty heavy. We'll just do 8 like this. Another 5, keep it steady. Try to keep that left leg straight up to the ceiling. Final 3. Last 2 here. And on your last one, you'll press all the way out to straight and pause. Start with calf raises. Right heel lowers and lifts. Lowers and lifts. We're here for 6 and lift. 5, lift. 4, 3, last 2, and final 1. Lift the heel, bend the knee, come all the way in. And let's move on. Place the right heel on the foot bar instead. Take the left foot out of the ring, bring it to tabletop, and then just hold the ring in your hands above your chest. Soft bend in the arms. Left toes are pointed, right toes are flexed. Inhale. And on your exhale, press through the right heel. As you come in, reach the opposite leg long. Pressing out, going to tabletop. Coming in, reaching the leg long. Each time you press out, squeeze into the ring, turning on the muscles in the front body and the arms. Last 8 here. 7, 6, and 5, 4, last 3, final 2. Good. After your last one, bring it all the way home, and we'll switch feet, sending your right leg up to the sky. Hook the toes into the ring, hold it on the opposite side. Left toes on the foot bar now. We'll start with 8 presses on toes. Inhale, and exhale, press through the left leg. Bend the knee, come in. So it's pretty slow movement for our footwork today because we're working on a heavier spring setting. Just 6 more. Should feel the stretch in the back of your right leg. Last 4, spine stays neutral. Ideally, shoulders stay down, even though you have your arms reaching up. Last 2. And on this last one, you press out through the left toes, hold. Go into your calf raises. Left heel lowers and lifts. Lowers and lifts. Both legs are straight. Final 5, 4, 3, articulate through the ankle. After your last one, lift the heel, bend the knee, come all the way in, and we'll reset. Left heel to foot bar, toes flexed. Right foot out of the ring to tabletop, hold the ring above your chest, soft bend in the arms, inhale. And on your exhale, press through the left heel. As you come in, reach the right leg long over the foot bar. Squeeze into the ring every time you press out. Keep those right toes pointed the whole time. Final 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. And after your last one, bring it all the way home and rest your feet down onto the foot bar. All right, continuing to warm up the lower body, take that ring and you're gonna thread it onto your legs like you're putting on a pair of pants. Padded sides of the ring will come to the outsides of your lower thighs. Place your heels back on the foot bar. Lower your headrest if you have it up. Get into some bridging. Place your hands down by your side body, palms flat. Inhale. On your exhale, let's articulate up. Tuck the tailbone towards the hips. Curl the spine off the mat. And roll up to your first bridge, pressing out into the ring to turn on your outer thighs. And then reverse it to come down, upper back, middle, low, and tail. A couple more times like that before we add on. Exhale, roll the tailbone up, scoop the abs in, peeling the spine off the mat. And reversing to come down. Option to reach your arms up to the ceiling. Keeping the shoulders plugged into the mat. A little bit less stability this way. Keep the carriage steady. If you can, keep the carriage closed. On this next bridge, you'll roll your hips up to the top and we'll pause there. With a flat back, lower your hips halfway down. And as you lift up, push out into the ring. Lower, lift up as you push out. Here for 6. Back stays flat. Last 4, 3, 2. On your last one, get up into that bridge, pause, take little pulses into the ring. We pulse out, 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 out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll all the way down to the mat. Rest the arms by your side. From here, grab onto the backs of your shoulder blocks or pegs if you have them, elbows wide, upper back down. Float your feet off the foot bar, find tabletop, take that little bit of pressure out into the ring. On your inhale, rock your knees over to one side, keep the upper back down. Exhale, pull up through center, and then inhale, go to the other side. So we start to warm up the core. We get a nice twist in the spine. We are constantly pressing out into the ring. And if you'd like to add on to this movement, as you rock your knees over to one side, you'll pause in that twist. You'll extend the legs, then bend back to tabletop, then exhale, pull back through center. So same thing on the other side. We twist, extend the legs, bend, then come back through center. Let's get one more to each side. Extend, bend, up through center, last one. Extend, bend, pass through center, pause, knees are still in tabletop. Take hands now behind your head, going into your chest curls. We inhale, exhale, float head, neck, shoulders up, and then lower down. Exhale, curl it up, and lower down. Option to add your double leg extension as you curl. Back to tabletop when you rest your head. Chest curl up, legs extend. Back to tabletop as you lower down. Let's do 5 here. And lower. 4. And lower. 3. Last 2. And on 1, let's get into that chest curl. Hold, legs are long. Give me little pulses into the ring. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest, lower down. We're almost done here. Take the ring off of your legs, put it down on the floor out of your way. We have one more bridge set to do, this time coming to arches of the feet, legs glued together. Palms flat down by your sides, inhale. On your exhale, go ahead and curl your hips up off the mat, finding your bridge. We'll meet there, we'll hold to the top. Draw your right knee to tabletop,
And then carefully place the foot right back down where you pulled it from. Opposite foot to tabletop, and then place down. So we go through our single leg march, nice and slow. Try to keep your hips steady as you move here. My arms are flat on my carriage, but if you like, you can bring those arms back up to the ceiling. Abs stay engaged, tailbone stays slightly tucked under. And the next time your right knee is at tabletop, let's pause in tabletop, extend the right leg to the ceiling, and pulse the hips up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that arch down, opposite knee to tabletop. Good, pause there. Extend that leg to the sky and pulse the hips up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Foot goes down, hips roll down to the mat, and rest. Rock your knees from side to side. Make your way up to seated. We're going to do a quick spring change here. We're going down to a single yellow spring or a single light spring. And then I'll have you come onto your knees on your reformer, facing towards your box, which should be down on the right side of your space. So come on up to your knees, place your hands onto the box on either side, and bring your knees to the center-ish of your carriage. Your carriage should pull slightly open. Keeping your back flat, keeping your eyes looking down at the floor, I want you to send your knees towards the back of your reformer as the left hip drops down towards the springs. Exhale, pull the hips back up, bring the knees back under the hips. And again, send the knees away to the back of the reformer, left hip drops down. Exhale, use the side obliques to lift the hips back up, knees back where they started. One more time like that. Lifting up, hands press down into the box this time. As you send the knees away, can you take your top leg off and kick out to the side? As you pull the carriage back underneath you, knee comes down. Same thing, send the knees away. Take the top leg off, kicking out to the side. Exhale, bring it back to where you started. I'm using my arms to press down into the box, especially as I'm pulling myself back up to where I started. 2 more like this. Last one, eyes are following my movement. Good. And closing up that carriage, stay on your knees, but come up to a nice tall kneeling position. And I'm gonna bring my knees up against my shoulder blocks. Go ahead and grab your short loop right in front of you. And we'll connect all 10 fingers together. Relax the shoulder blades, rounded arms. On your inhale, we prepare. And on the exhale, let's twist towards the foot bar and then untwist towards your risers. Should feel nice and light. Twist to the foot bar and back to the risers. Since we're on this super light spring, try to get this entire movement through your obliques instead of just pushing through the right bicep and shoulder. Last 4. Final 3 here. Last 2. Good, last one. Take that twist towards the foot bar. Come back to center and pause. So we'll separate our arms here. We'll bring the arms up to a scarecrow position. Settle the shoulder blades into your back pockets. From here, let's side bend. So we side bend towards the foot bar, keeping scarecrow arms, and then come right back to where you started. Side bend towards that foot bar, and back to where you started. Option to add a reach with the right strap arm, reaching up and overhead as you side bend towards the foot bar. We have 5 more. And back to scarecrow, last 4. Last 3, then we'll give this right arm a break. Last 2. And then once you finish this last side bend, adding the reach if you are, we'll come back to center and we'll rest both of the arms down. Pass the strap that you're using over to your opposite hand, so it should be your left hand, and then bring your free right hand to your hip. Let's go into a draw a sword. Option to start with just a half draw sword if that feels good for you. Otherwise, on this light spring, we should be able to punch all the way out to that high diagonal and right back across to your opposite hip pocket. So elbow pumps up, knuckles follow, and then we're back to the opposite hip pocket. Let's do 3 more like this if you're going for the full draw sword. Last 2. Last 1. Reach that arm out to the high diagonal. Come back into your hip pocket, and we have just 1 more exercise variation. So this time I want you to draw that sword, but I want you to punch out to a T instead of a high diagonal. So knuckles reach out, you're in a T. Take your free right hand, open that arm to a T as well. Now from this straight arm position, can you twist your torso towards the back of your reformer? And then exhale, big pull back to where you started. Let's just do 4. So we got 3 more, twisting towards the back. Exhale, pull back to where you started. Last 2. 1 more here. Awesome. Bring the right hand back to your hip, put the sword back in your pocket, and then hang up that strap. We're gonna do a quick spring change, and then we'll use a little bit more of this box. So let's go on to a blue spring, a light spring, and take the yellow off. We're gonna come to standing up on our box. So we wanna be up on the box facing towards the foot bar. You'll set up your right foot or your outside foot next to the front inside corner of your box. And you'll take your left foot, your back foot, up against the nearest shoulder block. Bring your hands to your hips, chest is proud. Press that left leg back behind you and dive down into your first lunge. Right knee bends and press back up to standing. So as you sink down into the lunge, really press your back leg far away from you, stretching out the back hip. 2 more like this. Last one, you're gonna come down into that lunge and pause. Chest is slightly leaning forward from here. Scooter that back knee in, press it out, and then stand up out of your lunge. So we lunge it down, hold, scooter the back knee in, press out, and then pick it back up to standing. 2 more times like that. Lunge it down, scooter back leg in and out, and then stand. Final time here, take it down into that lunge, scooter the back knee in, press it out, and then make your way up to standing. Final lunge here, you're gonna take it into that lunge and pause, just move through that scooter. Back knee bends and extends, bends and extends. We got 6, 5, 4, you should feel this in your right glute, maybe your left quad as well. Last 2. Last 1, press out. Bend that scooter leg coming halfway in and then pick your chest up, standing tall with both legs bent. From here, can we pulse down and up, down and up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then come all the way to standing, straightening your legs and bringing that left foot down onto the box. Give your legs a little shake. Okay, I want to move into a curtsey lunge. So this time your left foot or your inside foot will be on that front inside corner of the box. Your right foot will cross behind and come up against the nearest shoulder block. Slightly turn your torso to face away from your reformer. And let's bring the hands behind the head, elbows wide. Press the right leg long behind you and dive down into your curtsey lunge. Press back up to standing and sink it down. So balance is a lot different on this exercise. Should feel a lot more challenging. We've got 5 more like this, allowing your chest to slightly hinge forward. Last 4. Final 3. And 2. On your last one, sink down into that lunge. Pause, chest is lowered. Back knee, scooters in and out. In and out. So it's kind of like we're coming knee behind knee each time we scooter in. We've got 3, 2, 1, and stand. Closing that carriage, bringing both feet onto the box. Give your legs a little shake. And I want to do just one more exercise standing on the box. So we're going to go back to working with our right leg as the standing leg. Bring that right foot to the middle of your box instead of towards the front. And then you'll take your left foot against the shoulder block and press that leg long behind you so the carriage is just a little bit heavier this way. Reach your arms long in front of your body. Take a soft bend in your front leg. We're going to go for our single leg deadlift here using the weight of the springs. Back is flat. Begin to hinge your chest down towards the floor as you push your hips back behind you, loading up that front hamstring. Exhale, pull back up to standing. And same thing again. Press the back leg away. Flat back, hinging the chest down, loading up that front hamstring. Once you feel that big stretch, pull back up to where you started. Back leg can bend in as you come up. Just make sure that you're pressing it behind you again as you go into that deadlift. This movement should be slow. I want you to feel, as you're lowering down, your hamstring starting to stretch out and pull. Hips send back, back, back. Take that rest at the top each time. We have 4 more. Lifting up. Maybe use that exhale to lift up. Last 3. This is a slow burn. I want to go fast, but I'm not gonna. 2 more. You'll start to feel this in your working glute as well. Your foot on the box is gonna feel really heavy. We're pressing all of our weight into that bottom foot. Last one. Down into that deadlift. Pull it up nice and slow. And then close your carriage. Come to standing, shake out your legs, step off of your box, and then just bring it up onto your reformer in a long box position. We're gonna get into some pulling straps. So lie down onto your stomach, facing towards your risers. Legs will extend over your foot bar. You can line up your armpits with the front corners of your box and grab onto your straps. I'm gonna hold up by my knots or black tapes. Center your body, glue your legs together. If that feels not so good on your lower back, separate to the width of your box. I'm gonna glue my legs together. Point your toes, take a slight lift through the heels. Reach the arms long down towards the floor and we'll inhale, prepare. Exhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the side body and then lower back down. Exhale, pull back towards the hips and lower down. Option to add your spinal extension. As you sweep the arms back, shine the heart forward and lower down. So if you're moving through that spinal extension, make sure that you're not just lifting your chin up. We want to keep the eyes looking down towards the floor or back of your reformer the whole time. So the chest really is what's lifting away from the floor. And you're trying to shine your heart forward. 3 more. Last 2. On your last one, sweep the arms back to your hips, hold your position, and go right into your tricep bends. Bend at the elbows and extend. Bend and extend. Keep the collarbone nice and wide across the front of your chest. Anchor your hip bones into that box. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Extend the arms back, bend, and lower down. Give yourself a quick rest. Okay, we've got our T-pull, and then we're done. So legs lengthen behind you, point your toes. Lift through the heels slightly so your glute muscles engage, almost like you're trying to lift your thighs off the box. Open your arms out to a T, palms facing the floor. Back of the neck is long, inhale. On your exhale, pull the hands back to your hips, and then inhale, open wide. Exhale, pull back, and open wide. We got 6 here, and 5. Final 4, your entire back body should be engaged. Continue reaching through the toes, but slightly lifting through the glutes. Two more. 1 more pull, open the arms, and lower down. Hang those straps up, and then place your hands onto the side frame of your reformer. Bend your knees, come heels together, toes apart, and then walk your hands all the way up that frame until you can grab on to your risers at the back. I'm holding on to the sides of my risers. My eyes are looking down at the floor, and we'll go through a round of pull-ups here. Bend the elbows, pulling the carriage all the way to the back of the machine, and then slowly release out. Big pull through the back of the arms, and then release out. I like this with my knees bent. If you prefer to keep the legs long, you can stay long, pointing through the toes in that way. Keep it slow. It should feel heavy enough, but it should not feel like you're going to slide your body all the way off the front of the box. Last 3. Last 2. On your last one, pull all the way in, and then release it about halfway, elbows at a 90-degree bend. Take little pulses, up an inch, down an inch, up and down. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fully extend the arms, extend the legs, bring your hands back onto the frame, and slowly ride your carriage home. All right, press yourself up and off of your box. Take a quick moment to stretch if you want to use that box for a quick downward dog. All we're gonna do from here is take that box off to the opposite side of your reformer and do that whole series on the other side. So box comes down to the floor. I'm lining it up right with the front of my carriage. We're gonna change our spring back to that yellow spring or that extra light spring. And then we'll come to kneeling, facing towards your box. So as you come onto your carriage, you want your knees to be in the center of your reformer. And then you'll put your hands onto your box, holding on to either side. Carriage should slide open just slightly for your starting position. Back is flat, knees together. On your inhale, you'll send your knees towards the back of your reformer, allowing your right hip to sink down towards the springs. Exhale, pick those hips up and pull the knees back under your hips. Inhale, knees send away, hips lower. Exhale, lift back up. So as you lift back up, you can press heavy into the hands to assist you on the way up. Adding on our top leg. As you sink the hips down, take the top leg up and kick out. As you lift the hips back up, place the knee back down to starting position. Hips lower down to the springs, top leg lifts and kicks out. And then we pull back up to start. I'm letting my eyes follow my movement here. Big pull from the obliques as you lift back up. But overall, I just like the feel of this movement. Back stays flat. Taking 2 more. Last one. Good, and closing your carriage, coming up to a nice tall kneeling position, and bringing your knees up against your shoulder blocks. Grab onto your short loop in your left hand, and then lift your arms, connecting all 10 fingertips for rounded arms. Inhale. On your exhale, let's twist towards the foot bar, and then untwist towards your risers. Exhale, twisting to the foot bar, and back to the risers. So remember, we're back on this really light spring. So we'll try to get the bulk of this power from the obliques instead of just the left bicep and shoulder. Keep it slow, keep it controlled. Shoulders stay level. Eyes can follow the movement for your final 4. Last 3. Last 2. And then after your last one, we'll come back to center with the arms. And you can unhook your arms and come up to a scarecrow position. Relax your shoulder blades into your back pockets. Going right into your side bend, we lean towards the foot bar. And then come right back to where you started. Arms don't change position for now. Side bend, stretching the left side of the body, and back to where you started. Option to add on that reach through the left strap arm, up and over towards the foot bar each time you side bend. Reach long, and back to where you started. We got 4 more. Last 3, then we give this arm a break. Final 2, it should start to get heavy, that yellow spring. Last one here. Coming back to center, relaxing the arms down, and then pass that short loop to your opposite hand, your right hand. Left hand is now going to go onto your hip, and we'll take it right into our draw a sword. You have an option to just stick with half draw a sword if that's better on your shoulder. But we're punching all the way out to that high diagonal, and then coming back across the body. If you're going for the full draw a sword, it should feel pretty light, which is a nice feeling for draw a sword. I feel like it often feels very heavy, even when you're just on a blue spring or a light spring. It's good rotation on the shoulder. Last 4 here. Last 3. Final 2. Last one, punching out to the diagonal, and then parking that hand into your opposite hip pocket. We have 1 more movement. So instead of punching out to the diagonal, we'll pull out to a T. Draw a sword, out to the T, and hold. Take your left hand out to a T as well, keeping both arms straight. We're going to inhale as we twist towards the back of the reformer. Exhale, pull back to where you started. We have 3 more. Big exhale to pull back. Last 2. 1 more to finish. I know it's a big movement on the upper back. Good. And then relax the arms down. Go ahead and hang up your strap. We're going to change our springs back to a single blue spring or a single light spring. Take the yellow off. And then come to standing on your box, facing towards your foot bar. Starting with a regular lunge, your left foot will come onto the box towards the front inside corner. Your right foot will go against the nearest shoulder block, hands to hips. Relax the shoulders. Press the back leg long behind you, dive down into your lunge, allowing your chest to lower with it. And really pressing the back leg long to stretch out the back hip. 2 more like this. Just getting into your balance. On this next one, let's add to it. So we dive down into the lunge and pause. Back knee scooters in, presses long, and then you come up to standing. 3 more like that. Go down into the lunge, pause. Back knee scooters, extends, and then you stand right back up. Last 2. One more. Good, and now for this last set, we dive down into the lunge and pause. Just that scooter leg presses back and in. Back and in. We got 6. 5. 4. Front glute should feel most of this work. 2. On 1, you press out, you bring the knee halfway in and pause. Pick your chest up tall, but stay low and bent in the legs. From here, we pulse down and up. Down and up. For 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And then stand all the way up. Bring your feet back onto the box. Shake out your legs. We're moving into our curtsey lunge next. So, right foot this time comes to the front inside corner of the box. Turn your torso slightly away from your reformer and cross your left foot behind you to press up against the nearest shoulder block. Bringing your hands behind your head, sending the left leg long behind you. When you're ready, go slowly into your curtsey lunge and pick it back up to standing. Maybe move a little bit slower in this one. Your balance will be a lot different in the curtsey lunge as opposed to the regular lunge. Final 5, then we'll get into our scooters. Last 4. Final 3. Last 2. On your last one, sink down into that lunge and pause. Back knee scooters in and presses out. So we're bringing that back knee right behind the front knee. Chest stays leaning forward. You're low in the front leg. We got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it back. Stand it up tall and close your carriage. Let's bring both feet onto the box. Do one more exercise, and we'll go back to working on the left leg or the outside leg. So bring that left foot to the middle of your box, but still close to the frame of the reformer. And place your right foot back on the shoulder block. Reach the hands long in front of the body. Press the right leg behind you. Take a soft bend in your front leg. We're going for our single leg deadlifts. So the back is flat. Start to reach your hands down towards the floor as you lower your chest, loading up that front hamstring, and then exhale to come back to standing. Back knee can come in. So you press your back leg behind you, keeping the soft bend in the front leg. We reach the hands towards the floor, push the hips behind you. Feel that hamstring load up, and then bring yourself back up to standing. We have 8 total, so we got 6 more. We've moved our foot position on the box to make this carriage a little bit heavier, so we're working with more resistance. Final 5. It's important to keep that soft bend in the front leg. Last 4. Press really heavy down into that front foot. Ground yourself into the box. Last 3 to finish, then we are done with this box. Last 2. It's exercises like these for me that I'm happy to be wearing grip socks. 1 more. Back leg presses long, maintaining the soft bend in the front leg. Reach the hands down towards the floor, pull it up, and close that carriage. Nice. Bring the feet to the box and step down. Shake out your legs. We've got one more thing to do. We're gonna add a red spring on, so we're on a red and a blue. We will lie back down onto these reformers. Your headrest can be up or down, but lie onto your back, reach behind you, grab your short loops. We've got hands and straps, and then we're done. So arms are up to the sky. Knees come to tabletop. Let's begin with some press downs and chest curls. Inhale. On your exhale, press the palms to the mat. Curl head, neck, shoulders up, and lower. Exhale, press it down, and lower. Here for 6. And 5, reach the hands as close as you can to the foot bar. 4. Last 3. Last 2. On your last one, press down and hold it. Hold the chest curl. Single leg toe taps, hinging from the hip. Reach the right toes down towards the springs. Exhale, pull up. Then the left toes down. Exhale, pull up. Alternating legs. The bend in the knee never changes. You're hinging down from the hip, trying to get your toes towards those springs. Stay in your chest curl if you can. Keep your arms straight and reaching for the foot bar. 1 more to each side. And once the knees are at tabletop, lower the head, lift the arms, place the feet down on the foot bar. Let's move on. So arms stay up. Knees come to tabletop. Press the palms all the way down to the mat. Come into a chest curl if you can. Go into your tricep bends. Elbows bend. Press down, extend the legs. Bend everything, extend everything. Option to lower your head if you need to. Keep the elbows close to the side body. Final 4. 3. 2. Press down on 1. Hold the hollow body position. Just lift the legs. Lower the legs. Lift and lower. We got 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lift the legs, lift the arms. Head goes down, feet go down. We're almost done. Let's go arms back up to the ceiling. Knees come to tabletop, but go heels together, toes apart. Pilates V, so that your knees separate. Shift your arms so that the left hand is right between the legs and the right hand is just outside the legs. From here, we'll go into our press down and our chest curl. Inhale. Exhale, press down into your chest curl, left hand through the legs, right hand outside. Lower down through center, shift the arms to the opposite side, and then do it again. Press down into the chest curl, right hand through the legs, left hand outside. And go back and forth. Two more each side. One more each side. And then after you finish your last one, meet me with arms to the ceiling. Send the legs to the ceiling, pointed toes. Without moving your arms, just flex the toes and drop. One leg down and lift. Opposite leg lowers and lifts. For 6, lift. 5, lift. 4, lift. 3, 2, last one. Good. Bend the knees, feet find the foot bar. Relax your arms. And let's take a quick round of leg circles. So feet pop into your long loops, legs go up to the sky, hands come down by your sides, circling your legs out, around, and down. Taking a few in this direction. And after this next one, we'll go ahead and reverse it. Try to keep your spine neutral here. Legs reaching long the whole time. Circling the legs to the ceiling, flex the toes down towards you, reach up for those black tapes, pull down gently. One final stretch for the back of the legs. And if you want to take a little bit more time in feet and straps, definitely take it. But if not, you can unhook. We're done with class for today. If you got through the video, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You can like and comment and subscribe to my channel. That would be really awesome for me. So again, I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.